Hey guys, what's going on? In this episode, we'll be going over 3 builds, one for each class. Each of these builds will use an included armor exotic from the quest given by Aquara, along with some fragments you acquire from ranking up your Guardian rank. Keep in mind that these builds are meant for people who are just starting out, which don't require high stat armor or rare guns and exotics. As such, you can use these builds as sort of a starting point when progressing through the game without having to worry about infusing armor with expensive materials. So, without further ado, let's get into your guide to Destiny 2. To start, we'll need to level up our Guardian rank to at least 4. If we tab over to the related section, there are different objectives we must complete to rank up. The game will automatically track the first 3 that we need to do, which include completing the first mission in Lightfall and exploring the EDZ. When doing the Lightfall campaign, it's worth it to try and do Legend for the amount of rewards you gain from completing the mission. This will probably be the first time you face off against a Tormentor as well. Don't let this enemy get in close range, as they will one-shot in Legendary difficulty, and avoid the dive bombs. They have 3 different crit spots, with 2 being on the shoulder and 1 in the chest. Blinding grenades and disorientation grenade launchers will affect them, and is a solid strat if you're struggling with DPS. Rockets will do minimal damage to them, as well as any other high explosive, so try and use precision weapons. After finishing the Lightfall campaign, we can now explore Nessus and the EDZ doing various open world objectives, 2 of which we haven't done yet. Public events and patrols are the other things that we can complete for glimmer and rewards. Public events are timed events that will be indicated on the map with this orange and blue icon. When we hover over this icon, we can see a timer. This timer will tell us when the public event will spawn in. If we show up to the location before the event spawns, there will be a flag similar to the Lightfall rally flag or raid rally flags. This will recharge our abilities, including our super, and give us full ammo. Each public event will be different, but everyone will have an opportunity to change the difficulty of them, making a heroic. Completing a heroic public event will give us more glimmer and better rewards. If we're doing bounties related to this, it can also speed up the progress of them. I won't go into every single public event in this video, but if you want a guide on them, let me know down in the comments below and I'll make one. The other open world activity is patrols. There are really short objectives that reward planetary reputation and some glimmer. You can see them by pulling out your ghost and looking for the white diamond icon. Each patrol will have a different icon representing what type of patrol it is. There are a total of 5 different types, each with a representing icon: Assassination, Combat, Collection, Scan, and Survey. You may also notice a heroic patrol indicated by a yellow icon. These are variations in the existing 5 and generally ask for more than the generic patrol. After we finish the first set of objectives, we'll go to the tower and interact with this tree next to Zavala. Then, after ranking up, we'll get a new set of objectives that are relatively straightforward, and are probably things that we've already done. 2 things that you may not have seen yet are applying shaders and upgrading our ghost. First, let's go over our ghost. We can see that there's a details button when we hover over our ghost, and when we do, we'll be taken to this page where we can use our resources to upgrade the energy space. This system is similar to our armor in that each mod will cost energy to slot into our ghost. Let's max out our ghost by applying an XP booster to the first slot, then a glimmer booster to help out with the grinding for these fragments. Now, onto shaders. These can be changed on the lower page of our Guardian on the upper right hand icon. There, we can transmog our armor and change the color of the entire armor set or each individual piece. After ranking up, we can finally now purchase the required fragments and aspects we need for these builds. These builds don't require any fancy mod setup with armor and will not rely on the seasonal artifact mod, making this future-proof. Each of these builds will also benefit from using a matching elemental primary, but it isn't mandatory for these builds. First, let's cover the Hunter class. In a recent poll, I asked you guys what is the easiest element subclass for beginners to learn, and the majority of you guys said Solar, so that's what we'll cover first. This will be an aggressive playstyle requiring ability spam and a solar weapon to enhance this build, along with the young Ahamkara's fine exotic arms. Here's the total cost of glimmer that's required. In terms of supers, we have 2 choices, the 3-shot golden gun is a solid choice that deals tons of damage that stacks with precision hits. Blade Barrage is the next choice with multiple knives that deal good burst damage and is pretty easy to use since it doesn't require precision hits. For the ease of use, we'll go with Blade Barrage. For fragments, we'll use Ember of Searing, Ashes, Mercy, and Torches. For melee, go for a Fan of Knives, and the grenade will be Tripmine grenades. The cast ability will be Gamer's Dodge, and finally our 2 aspects are Gunpowder Gamble and Knock 'em Down. This gameplay loop will be us using our knives to kill enemies to build up stacks of our Gunpowder's Gamble while using Tripmine grenades for the bigger targets. We can survive with the use of Fire Sprites, which due to our fragments can now give us healing and restoration. And with how often we spawn in Fire Sprites, surviving won't be an issue if we are killing quick enough. Our Trip Mines will also be on a quick cooldown thanks to Young Ahamkar's Spine's exotic trait, which gives us grenade energy whenever we get an ability kill. Titans, you guys are up next. For this build, we'll build off of a Void subclass, utilizing the defensive abilities of Rally Barricades and Overshield, while combining our Void weapon with volatile rounds and explosions. Heart of Inmost Light will provide us with moderately quick cooldowns, as well as empowering our abilities. Fragments for this class will be Echo of Starvation, Persistence, Instability, and Cessation. Our aspects will be Controlled Demolition for the explosions and Bastion for the Overshield generation. Abilities will consist of Rally Barricade, a jump of your choice, Shield Throw Melee, and Magnetic Grenade. Finally, the super will be Ward of Dawn, which, when used, will provide us with an overshield and a 25% damage buff to our weapons, in the form of Weapons of Light. The gameplay loop consists of getting a grenade kill to start the Heart of Inmost Light's exotic trait, which we can then use our next abilities that are now empowered. While this is all happening, we will be getting the benefits of Devour, Overshield, and Volatile Rounds all at once. We will also spawn a Void Breach, which is similar to a Fire Sprite, and that, when collected, will give us class ability energy, and it will proc one of our fragments, which will give us Devour. Now finally, the Arc Warlock build. We use Ionic Traces, which grant us ability energy, and with the exotic helmet, Crown of Tempest, getting an Arc ability kill or killing jolted targets gives us Conduction Tines. This buff stacks up to 3 times with our ability regen, increasing up to 502%. Our super is also affected by this, reducing how much it drains our power. For our aspects, use Electrostatic Mind and Arc Souls to help with Arc ability kills/damage. Fragments used are Spark of Shock, Ions, Resistance, and Discharge. The super will stay on Storm Trance since it benefits us. Abilities are Healing Rift, Jump of your preference, Chain Lightning, and Flashbang Grenades. The melee and jump of your preference can be swapped around, depending on which playstyle you prefer. Ball Lightning will be ranged, while Chain Lightning is more close range combat type. The gameplay loop consists of us getting our Arc Soul up by casting our Rift. We can then use our Flashbang Grenade and melee in tandem with each other to keep our Conduction Times buff going. In the gameplay shown, you may also notice I'm using Risk Runner. Any arc weapon works here, but since Risk Runner was so easy to get, I heavily recommend using it with this build for the lightning chains and resistance to arc damage, including those times you may flashbang yourself. So, there you have it. We went over 3 builds, 1 for each class that any beginner can use while leveling up their characters. By the time this video comes out, Into the Light will be very close. In celebration of that, I'll be hosting a silver bundle giveaway over on my stream on Twitch for the release day and this weekend. So you can go and follow my Twitch in the description below. That way you guys can get the first notification of when I'll be streaming the giveaway. With all that said, I hope you all have a good one. Bye!